All right, welcome back. I have with me Allie Jensen. Allie, how are ya?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah. Where are you from, Allie?
I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay, so you're a part of that chapter then, I am assuming?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and who's your managing director?
My managing director is Brenda Layton. She's actually executive managing director.
Okay.
And I'm one of the platinum members of eWomen Network.
Very cool. So how long have you been a part of eWomen?
Gosh, I believe I joined in 2011, so quite some time.
So a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and how many icons have you been to?
This is my third one.
Okay.
It's been really fun so far.
Yeah. Did you come last year too to the same hotel?
I did not.
Okay. Oh, you're good.
I came just kind of sporadically. I think that my last conference that I attended was actually like 7 years ago. So it's
okay.
been quite some time. Yeah.
So how's it been coming back?
Absolutely amazing. It's almost like just coming back to a group of friends.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still connections that I have from back 7 years ago, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you." I mean, we just pick up right where we left off, even though it's been a long time since I've seen some people. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That feels good that like you made those connections so well 7 years ago that they still remember you 7 years later.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, and we've kept in touch. You know, technology and
Sure.
social media and stuff is really awesome for
Yeah.
helping just those little touch points here and there. But it's always so much better to see people in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. There's something about in-person connection that you just can't get with a virtual one, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't hug people. I'm a hugger.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I am too. I totally get it. So, what is the name of your business?
So I own Frontline Floor Coatings. We are experts in concrete polishing and epoxy coating. So I live and breathe in the construction world
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
for 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
All right. And so you work in Colorado Springs. That's the area that you serve?
Yep, Colorado Springs and surrounding areas, and also from that business and being a woman in construction, a woman business owner in construction, there's definitely a need for more visible leadership
Sure.
from females in that industry, and so I've been called to help mentor, coach, and support women in the construction industry. So I founded Girder Skirts. Tradeswomen supporting tradeswomen.
That's so cool. So you're a coach too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then who do you help in terms of like it can be anywhere? It's not just in Colorado Springs.
Correct. Yeah. Well, with the concrete business, it's definitely it's a very
Sure.
localized
Yeah.
thing. But with Girder Skirts, I can help anyone, anywhere around the world.
Very cool. So the women that you help, are they just starting out? Maybe they've had it for a while and you're just helping them be more successful with it? Or like at what stage do they come to you?
So women come to me when they're like specifically in the trades. I am reaching out to more of the younger women. We're having a major influx of women coming into the construction industry, specifically the trades.
Yeah.
Because they're realizing that they can make really good living. There's benefits involved. There's set hours, especially if you're union, for work and things like that. So single moms, things like that.
Yeah.
But the younger women are really coming because they're the lone island out on the job site, and they just want someone to talk to help them understand, what it's like, how to live and operate in a man's world and yet still be able to be feminine and be a woman.
Yeah.
And
must be
then,
challenging.
yeah, it really is. I mean, when you're surrounded by men, it's like Jim Rohn said, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
And as women in construction, we tend to adopt those more masculine tendencies, being competitive and more aggressive in our communication and things like that. And I help coach them to, yes, you have to deal with that, and sometimes you do have to adapt to that, but it's totally okay to be feminine and be a girly girl and still work hard and get dirty. Like, you can be both.
Yeah. That must be really challenging.
Yeah.
Because like you must feel like you have to do those things to be taken seriously in that industry, especially to the males in that industry, but yet you don't want to lose yourself either.
Right. It is. It's definitely a juggling act. And, that's another thing that I coach the women on, is to what things can I do outside of work to tap into that feminine side and still maintain that without conforming to that masculinity and becoming that, that kind of bitter, aggressive woman that, sometimes we're portrayed as.
Yeah.
And that, credibility is always questioned just because of our gender. And so we feel the need to double our efforts so we can prove our worth so that we're accepted and we feel like we fit in. That's the biggest challenge, is that we don't feel like we fit in.
Yeah.
And so having a community of support through Girder Skirts is a place for them that they can absolutely talk about their craft, brag on how well they do their craft,
Yeah.
and still feel like they fit in.
Mm.
So,
That's so good. I can see the definite need for that.
yeah.
And not feeling like you fit in, probably either with your female friends or the men, because you're not, right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, especially we all have girlfriends and that kind of stuff outside of work. But if you talk about, man, I've had this really rough work. I'm working on this project, and man, we're just running into all these challenges and yada yada, and they just glaze over because they just don't get it, right?
Right.
So to have people that understand construction and know the lingo and the challenges and the schedule and the demands
Yeah.
and deadlines and all the things, it's really a safe haven and just a space to let that all out,
Yeah.
to where we can function better as women, as friends, sisters, moms, aunts, cousins, whatever it is. So
That's so cool. I love that you took that mantle to do that. Okay, so question for you, and I've asked this question for everyone that's been on here.
Okay.
What are your 3 pearls of wisdom that you would give somebody that maybe is in that space? Maybe they're beginning in that industry and they're a little lost, or maybe they're in the middle of it and they, life gets tough sometimes. So what are the things that help you get through it, that maybe daily things that just help you keep going? What would you give to someone?
I would say make sure that you give yourself time and space just to be quiet and to be still. I always start my day with 10 minutes of meditation. It's not much. I don't have to get up super early to do it.
Right.
But it is just that kind of quiet space just for me. And it helps me set my intention for the day. What's my goal for today? Who's the person that I want to be today? So that's number one, 10 minutes of meditation. Number two, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. My dad always told me, my parents are from the Midwest, Southwest Missouri.
Yeah.
And they have these just little weird isms. But my dad always said the only stupid question is the one you did not ask. And so I'm like, oh. And so I've just adopted that motto that if I really don't know something, I just own that. And it's not a detriment to me. It
Right.
doesn't mean that I'm dumb or stupid or anything like that. It just means I don't know. And that's how we learn, right? We ask questions. And so sometimes as women, we're always intimidated to ask someone, especially a male, how to do something or something like that. But I always encourage women to ask the question, hey, I really want to learn. Can you help show me how?
Yeah.
Or can you tell me how? Or can you answer this question for me because I want to make sure that I do it right? Things like that. It's the way you phrase questions that will help you draw out the best answer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know sometimes it can feel almost embarrassing to be
Yes.
asking those questions, especially if it's your industry or whatever, and you feel like it's something you should know. But I think you're absolutely right. If you ask it in the right way, that you're just trying to learn, it's honestly like, look, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that I can teach others to do it the right way. Can you please show me? And
Yes.
I respect you enough to ask you this question because I know you probably know it and you've been doing this longer or whatever it is.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Your words matter in how you ask
Correct.
and also how you show up, right? You're not
Yes.
expecting them. You're just asking hey, can you help me? I'm in this space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very
Yeah.
cool. I love that. Was that 3? Is that
Oh,
2?
no, that was only 2.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. So the third one is make sure that you seek out something that brings you joy. We all have rough days, and in construction, sometimes they seem like there's overwhelmingly more tough days than good days on difficult projects.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's very important to seek out something or do an activity or give yourself something that brings you joy, whether that's, playing a little longer with your kids before bedtime,
Mhm.
or taking a walk in nature, or doing yoga, or um, my thing is gardening. I love
Oh,
gardening.
getting your
So,
hands dirty.
oh yeah, I love to play in the dirt.
Uh-huh.
And so just something that, kind of gives you that, but it also brings you that sense of happiness and
Yeah.
fulfillment, and just doing something for yourself each day that makes you feel happy,
Mhm.
is very important.
Yeah, it's important to fill your cup.
Yeah.
Can't operate from an empty cup, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, it's board games. I love board games.
Oh, awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. Very cool. So, all right. If somebody wanted to reach you, maybe they're in construction or they're thinking about it and they wanted to be a part of your program, how would they find you?
Sure. They can always check out my website, www.girderskirts.com. That's GIRDERSKIRTS.com. There's a link to get on my calendar there,
Okay.
or they can send me an email at Ally, ALLY, at girderskirts.com.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Allie, for coming on here and sharing. It was really fascinating to learn about what you do in that whole industry. It's funny doing all these interviews. I'm learning so much. There's a lot I don't know. So
No, it's been fun, Amber. Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. Okay.